everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how to stop self-sabotage once and for all. Would you like to know? I'm really excited to talk about this, but before we get into today's video, my drawing I do every month to win the latest copy of my book. All you have to do is go to, or actually three things. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. The reason why I ask people to subscribe, because I'm putting out free content. And I want more women to know about this channel. If you're a guy that's watching this, hey, it doesn't matter. We're in this together, right? So subscribe, thumbs up on this video, and comment below La Dolce Vita. At the end of every month, I will contact one lucky person to receive this copy, kind of my give back. But anyways, we're going to get into today's video. Actually, I lied. One more thing. I'm launching a brand new program. So I'm opening my one-to-one consult sessions. If you go to sessionwithheather.com, the link's going to be below. It will be an application to apply for my program, actually booking a call with me to see if you're a fit. No hard selling, but I know this program is absolutely going to help you, especially what we're talking about today. Okay, and I'll get into some details later. So, you know, some of the things when we talk about self-sabotage, I feel like I definitely am an expert in this, because for many years I identified myself as, you know, this failure or someone that couldn't do something. Like I had this, you know, identification, which is step number one of how I saw myself. Okay. So your perceptions of how you see yourself create your identity. I really want you to get that. Your perceptions of how you see yourself create your identity. Your identity stops you from taking action. Everything that I teach is internal, so that the strategies that I'm giving my clients, whether I'm doing my one-on-one coaching or my group programs, will help accelerate exactly, you know, what they want to do, whether it's building their business or working through things in their relationships. I find, you know, it's not just about a business, but it's all aspects of your life. So number one, identify, write down right now. How do I see myself? How am I identifying myself? You know, like I feel like it's, you know, I'm identifying myself as what? X, Y, and Z. I remember working with a client who identified herself as not a business person. So she, you know, she was making some money in her business. She kept saying, Heather, I'm not a business person. I'm not a business person. I said, do you realize that you are reinforcing your identification, which is projecting your outcome? As soon as I helped her to dissolve that label and transform it, she made $500,000 in her business. So identification, number one. Number two, self-talk. Years ago, I interviewed a guy by the name of Dr. Shad Helmster, I believe. And he wrote this book about what you should say or how you should talk to yourself. I'm going to find that book and I'll link it below. But this whole concept of what you say to yourself all day long, you become. Okay. So how this works is that through the repetitions of, you know, the repetition of what you're saying to yourself, what you're saying to other people, goes back to forming your identity. And, you know, those words have power. If we look at stories like, I remember interviewing Lynn McTaggart. One of her books that she is known for, New York Times bestselling book, was called The Intention Experiment. And so she was talking about people that, you know, really had this positive self-talk, and because of it, they were successful. And so she gave this example of Muhammad Ali, who would speak in what she called quatrains. And quatrains was like 4 kind of segments or phrases of what he would say, like, I'm gonna knock you out in round whatever. He'd be very specific. And he would get into this like emotional state. He'd really kind of embody, you know, that state of being successful. I'll probably do a video on the neuroscience of flow state. If you want me to do it right away, just make sure you comment below, but I don't want to go off on a tangent. But realize that your self-talk, what are you talking about to yourself and also to other people? I can't afford it. It's too hard. And this just reinforces that subconscious program. Okay, so the next thing is, and you can see I'm kind of building up on that, your beliefs, whatever you believe, you're going to receive. Really, it really is that simple. And so it's really interesting when you look at how your forms were, or how your beliefs were formed from the age of 0 to 7, according to Dr. Bruce Lipton, which I interviewed years ago. He is known for his best-selling book. I've interviewed a lot of New York Times best-selling authors a long time ago, before, they were kind of blowing up right now. But, he had said that from the age of 0, even in the womb, to 7 years old is really the critical time of where our beliefs are formed. And so you want to go back into your lifeline and look to see what those beliefs are. Look at your current beliefs right now, and also look at your past, and you can link those together to see, this is why I believed that money was hard. This is why I believed that I could never attract the perfect partner for me. This is why I can't get past my money set point, whatever that is. The good news is that if you understand that your brain has neuroplasticity, meaning it can change just like that. When I work with clients, what's amazing is I can help them look at those beliefs, shift them, create that neuroplasticity so that they're feeling more confident. And that's really what it comes, when you think about it, it's like, you know what to do, but you're not doing it. Where does that come from? Well, it really is, it's really about having the confidence. So you got to shift internally in order to get the external results. If you only work on the external, you're literally putting a Band-Aid on the situation. Okay. So your beliefs. So think about, go around every single area of your life. And this is what I coach people on. So if they're wanting to make more money, guess what? What are the energy leaks in the other areas of your life that are causing you not to stand in your true power and potential? So you want to make sure that you look at that. But you got to understand that there's always a cause, right? There's a cause, and then this is the effect. Okay, so now we're going to go to number 4 is repetition. So getting out of that self-sabotage. A lot of these things is about becoming aware. You cannot change your self-sabotaging pattern if you're not aware that you have a self-sabotaging pattern. So I really pay attention to language patterns when I'm coaching someone. Within a few seconds of just talking to someone, I know exactly what they believe. I know exactly where they're at. I could probably pinpoint exactly how much they're making. If they're coming to me for business consulting, if they're wanting to build an online business and brand, if they're wanting to sell more high ticket items, whatever it is, I know exactly what's going on because of what they're believing, right? That internal dialogue, like everything we've been talking about today. But this next one is repetition. So what this looks like into breaking through that self-sabotaging pattern is now that you're aware of everything, you want to reinforce through repetition. This is how your subconscious, one of the ways your subconscious mind can change that neuroplasticity is through repetition. Now, your subconscious mind doesn't know what's real or what's not real. So repeating things over and over again, like I am a powerful businesswoman, I am a magnet to money, any man would be so lucky to be with me, or any woman, whatever you prefer, if you're a man or you're a woman, however you identify yourself, you have to consistently use repetition so that you can make those connections in your brain. We have so much research now. It's so funny, with neuroscience, that we know so much, but there's so much more to explore. But some of the research that I've done in the training, my high level training, has been able to help clients, break through years of trauma, from resentment, like anything that they've lost. Maybe you've lost millions of dollars. Maybe you filed for bankruptcy. Maybe you've got resentment from exes, whatever that is, or your parents. Here's the thing. If you do not shift that internal dialogue, like all the things we're talking about, all the beliefs, you're not going to be in the place of moving forward or receiving money. I've seen it with clients so many times. It's crazy. So these are the things that's like unpeeling the onion, the layers of an onion. Once you start unpeeling those, then you'll stop the self-sabotage. So self-sabotage can be like layers and things that you have not dealt with for years. Don't make yourself wrong. It's okay. So it's not what has happened to you. It's how you perceive it. So you can actually shift your perception and you can look through it through a new lens and actually empower yourself. And that to me is like having a superpower. So again, let's go back to the repetition over and over again, saying something powerful, having that daily mindfulness routine. One of the things in my new program is I've created this morning mindfulness routine that is literally life changing, that is helping my clients. Recently, it helped my client get out of a lawsuit. It helped my client find a job. It helped one of my clients attract new opportunities, like new business that she never thought was possible. It helped relieve anxiety, just like the stress. I helped one client, she was having issues sleeping by going through this. So that repetition, what happens when you're doing something on an ongoing basis, you're creating or changing that brain plasticity. It's called neuroplasticity. And these are the things that you want to know to empower yourself. Knowledge is one thing, but now you got to apply it. You got to take everything that I tell you to do and you got to put it into action. And let's talk about the next thing, visualization. Okay. I have made other videos on this. Visualization, they have been using this for a long time. There have been many authors that have talked about visualization. I want to use it in the context of sports, particularly Olympic athletes, actually get coaches to take them through a visualization process. I might have talked about this in another video, but back in the 1970s, when the Soviet Union was winning a lot of gold medals, they're like, what is going on? Like, how are they getting this competitive edge? And they realized that they were doing something different. They were doing something through these visualization techniques. I actually go into what I call the neuroscience of flow states, which is getting yourself into this visualization state where you're connected to all of your senses. And what happens is this puts your brain or your subconscious into overdrive. So it's one of the things that I geek out on. And I have so many stories about visualization, but I just want to let you know that just visualize your success. You know what people do all day long, particularly women, because I work with mostly women, is they'll visualize before they work with me, they'll visualize what they don't want. And the problem with that is, can you see how you're reinforcing that program when you visualize what you don't want? And, it's funny because like, if I catch myself doing it, because I'm not perfect, I know that's shocking. No, I like to joke. But when I catch myself going into that negative, like, oh my gosh, doom and gloom, there's actually benefits to that. There's actually benefits to being negative, but I'm not going to, for this purpose of the video, I'm not going to talk about that. But when you have this ongoing feedback loop of being negative, you can't turn it on. It's highly polarizing. That tells me that you have a self-sabotaging pattern that is keeping you stuck. Okay. Unless you know how to change it, it is going to run and rule your psychology. And so anything you want to do, any goals that you want to accomplish, it's really going to be hard. Either maybe you're going to take some action or you're not going to take any action at all. And then you're scratching your head going, what the heck is wrong with me? Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with you. It's about knowing that, unlocking that secret code in your brain. So it's literally retraining your brain to get exactly what you want. And sometimes what's interesting is what you want can show up in different forms. And I love to quote from the book, The Science of Getting Rich. often misfortune is disguised as opportunity. And so when you can shift your brain, when something is happening, a crisis, chaos, I want you to embrace that and say, wow, okay, what can I learn from this? And that will help you to change that self-sabotaging pattern as well. Like everything I've been talking about today are just things that you can do right now where you feel like, oh my gosh, I can get through this. I am, right? I am present, positive tense. When you're talking to yourself is really key because your subconscious mind doesn't know what's real, what's not real. So you want it to live in the present moment. Okay, now I'm going to give you a bonus step number 6. If you want to accelerate all of this, if you want to break through your sabotage, like all of these patterns, you're like, gosh, I'm at a money set point, or I want to launch my business, or I have a business and I'm just like, I need to pivot, or, insert whatever. I've got this business, but my relationship's crap, or I've got a business that's somewhat, my relationship's like, but my body is like, realize that you need to retrain your subconscious program. So how do you do that? Well, it's been proven through many research on goal theory, goal setting, that if you want to I'm not going to edit that out, increase the rate of, achieving your goals. Okay. Cause you have the self-sabotage, but then, you need an end goal. Like, what is that? So you can actually increase the rate of your success by 78% by getting accountability. And so that is the last thing I want to talk about. My new program, I'm finally unveiling the name. It's invitation only. And I really believe that, I know I've been doing this for many years, that it is a program that is life-changing, that is next level. Because one of the things that I'm doing is different, is I'm combining it with a product. So it comes with this tangible workbook slash journal that includes neuroscience, cutting edge stuff that you need to succeed. So if you have a business, you want to grow your business, you don't know what idea that you want to do, you're kind of in your own way, make sure you apply for one of my one-to-one sessions, sessionwithheather.com. It will start very soon. I am only having small group of people. I call them pods of people that I'm going to work with at a time. So hopefully you'll grab one of those spots. They'll be open, and I'll talk to you soon. Until next time, this is Heather Pickin, and live fearlessly.